Who is the most prominent self-made billionaire? While Warren Buffett took 55 years to become a billionaire, Jay Walker got it in less than a year. During the dot-com bubble, he established Priceline.com and his net worth skyrocketed from zero to billions. But that was not sustainable, given that when the bubble burst occurred, his net worth dropped. But Buffett remains at the top of the list and does not appear to be going anywhere anytime soon. And that is the kind of riches you want to become. Money is a difficult game to master. It is tough, competitive, and merciless. And you are condemned to fail if you do not know the rules. Most people have the dilemma of working hard their entire lives, but ending up poor at the end because they do not know how to make their money make even more money. In other words, they have no idea how to invest. Assume you have been saving money and have $1,000 in your bank account. That is a significant accomplishment given that roughly 70% of Americans do not even have $1,000 in their bank account. So, instead of spending it on another useless product or a pair of shoes that you will wear once and then keep it in your closet for many years before finally throwing them away, suppose you are going to invest it. But the question is, where do you put your first $1,000? Do you put it towards real estate or the stock market? What types of stock do you invest in? Is $1,000 sufficient to begin investing? We will address all of these questions and many more. So watch this video till the end and give the video a like. Consider the following example to better understand what investing is and how it works. Let us imagine you worked really hard and saved $300,000. You could go to a Ferrari dealership and acquire yourself a luxury automobile to show everyone how successful you are. Or you could buy real estate, a house, and rent it out. You will receive at least $2,000 per month. If you decide that you no longer want to get that $2,000 paycheck every month, you may sell it and recover your initial investment. In fact, the value of your investment may increase, allowing you to sell it for a better price. And that is how money is made. However, real estate cannot be purchased for $1,000. That is not even enough for a down payment. Nevertheless, that does not mean you cannot put that $1,000 somewhere else and let it grow. The simplest solution is to place it in a savings account and earn interest. But why would the bank pay you to keep your money in the bank? Should not they instead charge you? No. The bank, you see, will take your money and lend it to someone else at a higher interest rate, then divide a piece of the profit with you. In a nutshell, that is how banks operate. The only drawback to this technique is that the interest rate on the deposits account is so low that it is not worth it. The best rate you are likely to get is 0.8%. That means if you put $1,000 into a savings account today, you will receive an extra $8 in 12 months, which is exceptionally low because the Fed sets an inflation rate of 2 to 3%. Which implies that if you do not get at least 2 or 3%, the real value of your $1,000 will degrade over time, allowing you to buy less items each year. But why are deposit account interest rates so low? Because interest rates are generally low this year and most probably will continue to remain at a lower end in 2023 as well. As a result of the pandemic, the Fed was forced to cut the interest rates to encourage everyone to borrow and spend. Once we are out of the recession, the Fed will raise interest rates to 1, 2, or possibly 3%, which means saving account interest rates will climb up as well. Are you enjoying the video so far? Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. That will surely help us a lot. The second alternative is to purchase government bonds. A government bond is a security that the government issues to collect funds to support government spending. Say the government wants to build a school but lacks the funds to do so. So it issues an IOU, a piece of paper that states that whoever possesses the security owes the US government this much money plus interest. Of course, this is an oversimplified example, but you get the idea. Government bonds are heavily influenced by interest rates. So because interest rates are extremely low this year, government bond rates are less than 1%. But 2 years ago, when interest rates were high, government bonds rates were as high as 3%, which is not bad because government bonds are the safest investments you can make. Any investment involves some level of risk. For example, if you loan money to the US government, what are the chances that the US government would fail on its loan? The entire US economy may have to crumble in order for the US government to go bankrupt. As a result, US bonds are regarded as the safest investments in the world. However, if you want to make a bigger return like 10, 20, or 30%, you should consider investing in the stock market. For example, Amazon's stock price has surged by more than 80% this year alone. Google's stock price increased by about 30%. Tesla's stock has risen 721%. Yes, you heard correctly. 721% growth. The issue then becomes, why would someone invest elsewhere when they can double or triple their money in the stock market? Risk is the answer. There is hardly much risk associated with government bonds, for example. To a certain extent, it is risk-free. However, when it comes to particular firms, there is a danger that the company will collapse, declare negative results, or any unfavorable news will cause the stock price to fall. The company may develop the product, and if the public does not like it, this might result in some unfavorable headlines, which can drive down the price, so larger profits come with more risk. Apple is a well-established corporation with fewer chances of failure than Tesla, but it also has less room for growth than Tesla. This is why Tesla grew by 721% this year, while Apple grew by only 70%. What you must decide for yourself is how much risk you can bear without going insane. If that is all you have left, perhaps risking it all is not the best decision, since if things go wrong, you could lose most of it. Investing in an index is one approach for investors to reduce their risk in the stock market. The most well-known is the S&P 500, which tracks the top 500 US corporations. Thus, an index fund would invest in these top 500 companies. Some of these businesses will undoubtedly fail, while others will succeed. According to historical data, the S&P 500's average return rate during the 1920s has been roughly 10%. This means that purchasing a share of these index funds means purchasing a little portion of the top 500 US corporations. My top 3 index funds are Vanguard 500 Index Fund, Invesco Index Fund, and Fidelity Zero Total Market Index Fund. They are all excellent and invest in a very identical firms. But how do you get your hands on these index funds? Where do you even begin? First, you must locate a broker or someone qualified to sell you stocks. It was always someone. You had to pick up the phone and contact him, asking him to sell you some shares. Remember the Wall Street Wolf? He would call people all day and try to sell them worthless stocks. But thank goodness we have arrived in 2020 when things are much better and easier. Brokerage firms such as Robinhood and Webull have developed apps that allow you to buy stocks from the comfort of your smartphone. You only need to download one of these apps and join up to begin investing right immediately. That is a good start in my opinion. I attempted to make this video as basic as possible so that anyone interested in investing may get started right away. Often, you want to start investing but have a million questions, so you start Googling this and that and get exhausted after a while, and then you give up and try again a few months later. So I tried to address all of your questions in this short video. So, if you found this video useful, give it a thumbs up. And if you are new around here, press the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you don't miss any of our future contents. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.